Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about HoneyKomb Brazy, and it looks like he's back in jail. For some of you who are wondering or trying to strike your memory and remember about HoneyKomb Brazy, he was an Alabama rapper with a tragic story that took place in 2021, where he lost his grandparents due to a fire, due to a beef that he had with some guys locally out there in Alabama, man. This was one of the craziest stories in hip hop, and it went kind of away when HoneyKomb Brazy went to prison. He went to prison and served 3 years on a 15-year bid and came right back out. But crazy enough, it looks like he's going right back in, or at least he's been locked up, because yesterday, HoneyKomb Brazy was arrested again on different charges in another county that we're going to talk about. But before we get to all that, let's do a refresher and look at the news story from 2021, and it talks about everything that went down with HoneyKomb Brazy.
Brazy back in jail. The arrest stopping him from taking the stage at Cloud Ultra Lounge in Dothan, where according to Eventbrite, he was supposed to perform from 7 to 11 Saturday. Brazy's cousin took his place for him that night, according to posts from the two on Instagram. Jail records indicate warrants were out for Brazy on illegal firearm and marijuana possession charges. Those charges are related to a recent grand jury indictment. Brazy's criminal history in Mobile dates all the way back to 2010. You may remember in February, his grandparents, Leila and Tony Lewis, were found dead after a house fire in the Happy Hills neighborhood. Police say someone shot into the home and ultimately ruled their deaths a homicide. Brazy admitted his lifestyle played a role in that.
Now, as you can see, 2021 was a crazy year for HoneyKomb Brazy, man. And what's wild about this situation is it seems like he can't stay out of trouble because he recently got locked up. So before we read over the report about him getting locked up just yesterday, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, so let's talk about this HoneyKomb Brazy situation, man. Now, this news story breaks down exactly what went down with HoneyKomb Brazy this week. Now, for those of you who don't know or kind of tapped in, HoneyKomb Brazy is one of these artists that was originally signed to Rap-A-Lot and to Mob Ties and all that. You know what I mean? He was dealing with Jay Prince and those guys, but he kept getting into issues in the street. It was like dude kept getting knocked back every step that he took. So every time he would move 2 steps up, he would get knocked back 3 spaces. And the most recent of that is when he got arrested, and he served his time in prison. Now, during this whole time that HoneyKomb Brazy was out and was really doing his thing, it seemed like he kept catching headlines for his different arrests or different charges he could be prosecuted for, but that got all balled up into one thing, and he went to jail, with the prison in this case, and stayed there for about 3 years. The interesting thing about that is he came out this week from prison, released, and it was a different reception than you would think he would receive, because his label mates, like the likes of Finesse 2 Times, when Finesse 2 Times got out of prison, it was like he hit the ground running. Finesse 2 Times immediately got back in the studio. He was even dropping videos of him getting out of prison, and it was like a week later and he's on everybody's playlist. He's linking up with Moneybagg Yo and just doing it big like that. And based on a lot of the things that HoneyKomb Brazy has said this week during his lives, it seemed like he expected the same reception from his label and even from people in his city. But we've always known about HoneyKomb Brazy, he's had issues in his city. The biggest being a beef between him and an alleged hater, as he called it, which led to his grandparents ended up getting killed and losing their life in a house fire, man. It was a wild situation and a seriously crazy time for HoneyKomb Brazy, I'm sure. But he still persevered throughout rap, was trying to drop his music, signing artists and all that, and he gets locked up and goes to prison. So it's a wonder that he's immediately locked up and arrested again, and now he's back in jail facing even more charges. So man, let's get to this story. So in the headline of the story, it says this: HoneyKomb Brazy busted for indecent exposure days after prison release. Now, once you hear that headline or that title, you automatically say, hold up, man, this is some weirdo stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is some weird stuff. Like, what in the world going on with HoneyKomb Brazy where he's got a headline where it says he's indecent exposure or something weird like that, man. Because the last time we heard something like that was when Boosie was commenting on Designer. Now, Designer was a rapper, or is a rapper from New York, who was hot with a big song for a couple of years back, but ended up cooling off and trying to find his place back into hip hop. But he kept getting into trouble, and recently he got arrested for exposing himself allegedly on a plane. So he's got all sorts of federal charges and things of that nature, right? Where HoneyKomb Brazy and Boosie come into that is, it sounds like similar, but something more to what Boosie was talking to in a Vlad interview recently, where he talked about inmates exposing themselves in jail. It was some wild stuff. I don't condone none of that. All that stuff is weird. To me, it sounds like some weirdo stuff, but let's get to the story. So the story starts off like this. HoneyKomb Brazy ended up in an Alabama jail a few days after his release from prison. He was arrested for indecent exposure in Mobile County on Thursday, November 16th. So it looks like this just happened, man. And this is only a few days, once again, after he was released from prison. So this is wild. It's like I said, he's right back in the same situation that he was in before. Like, he'll never be able to get his recording career or his music industry career off if he keeps getting arrested, man. This is crazy. Now, the story continues by saying this. According to WKRG, the rapper surrendered to authorities over an incident dating back to 2021. Now, remember, 2021 was the year his grandparents lost their life. He was out here running wild. There was videos of shootings and things that were allegedly him involved with. He was going from this state to that state, trying to avoid not getting, shot, which was the rumor that was out there, and so much going crazy in hip hop to begin with. You know what I mean? A lot of beefs, a lot of rappers ending up passing away in 2021. Just a wild year to say the least. But they're saying that this is when this dates back to. So 2 years ago, he allegedly exposed himself to a corrections officer when he was in jail. So with him getting out of prison, I know people have questions like, well, if he did this while he was in jail, how does this, and he was released from prison, what in the world kind of sense does that make? Well, I'm gonna put it together. Now, earlier this week, HoneyKomb Brazy was released after serving 3 years of a 15-year prison sentence. He turned himself in for indecent exposure charge on Thursday morning. Now, he did 3 years of a 15-year sentence, right? So you would think, well, why would they just let him out? This seems to have happened in a county jail. So sometimes before, or most times, and not even all times, before you go to prison, you spend time in the county jail that you're arrested in, right? So he was probably arrested in this county jail, and they came to find out that he allegedly had charges in this county jail after his release from prison years later. So he's got to go back and, face his charges, be found innocent or guilty, you know what I'm saying? And see what's up with these charges also. Now, the crazy part about it is, you would think that would be the end of it, but he'll still have to fight a case and try to see what he could do. But luckily, it looks like he was out on a small bond. So let's talk about that. So the story continues by saying, HoneyKomb Brazy, whose real name is Nashawn Jones, posted a $1,000 bond. He did not mention his arrest, but called himself a changed man in an Instagram post on Thursday. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at that Instagram post, but this story also ends by saying this. It says, HoneyKomb Brazy's next court date is scheduled for November 27th. So just a few weeks after he's, not even about a week and a half after he's arrested, he's gonna be back in court to see what's up with these charges. But to be real, that is a weird charge to catch, man. I know most people are gonna be like, what in the world's going on here? Like, and this is back to that Boosie story that he told on Vlad. Like, he was describing the whole situation in jail and how people be doing all this wild stuff. And it just, for somebody who ain't never been in jail or don't want to ever go to prison, man, it sounds crazy. So, man, stay out of them streets, man. But, man, let's actually look at this Instagram post being put out there by HoneyKomb Brazy in response to this situation. All right, so this is the post that HoneyKomb Brazy had put on his social media page. And in it, he says this. He says, I'm grown as hell. I really changed my ways, but I'm still that dope. Don't get it twisted. I'm forever Brazy. I'm just on Alabama time right now. I'm just trying to kill all the smoke in my city that can be killed and let everybody get some money and enjoy life. and take care of their loved ones. If you on that type of time, come get some. If you ain't, then just stay out of my lane. RN4L. So letting it be known, I guess with this post, he didn't talk about the case much because, I mean, who would want to talk about an open case? But he's letting it be known that he's still going to keep pushing that RN4L and that, hey, basically, he's just out here trying to get some money, is what I get from this. But what do y'all think about this HoneyKomb Brazy situation, man? Did he get the welcome back that he deserved with all the things that took place and transpired prior to him getting arrested and prior to him, going to jail and doing his prison bid? Or do you feel like this situation is just what it is and HoneyKomb Brazy just might be one of those stories where he just couldn't get it right to make it happen in the rap game? We've seen it happen time and time again, and we'll probably see it more in the future. You know what I mean? Now, this isn't to say that HoneyKomb Brazy's story is over. We'll see how this case pans out and what goes on with that. But y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. And with that, this your boy Big Man. Y'all do me a favor. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.